So, I mean, it's been a while. I don't even know how to start this video. I'm not even in the middle. I'm literally not even in the middle. Okay, you guys are gonna see a little bit of my window and you're just gonna have to deal with it because I'm not trying to move this entire border thing and the whole thing comes crashing down on me. Okay, so just deal with this for now and we'll figure it out later. All right, I'm back. I guess I don't really know how to go about things with this. I have a lot to talk about, but I'm kind of nervous, dude. What if I post this and it gets like 10 views? This is the first time that I'm recording a video in probably 6 to 7 months. I will continue to make these type of videos once in a while to post on my main channel just to keep you guys updated. I don't want that channel to die. Of course, I have a breakout right when I want to record something. I don't want that channel to die, but I'm going to continue to post lifting content and video like essay content, whether it's updates like these or something else. I just think it's really helpful for me to get my thoughts out there. And also, I didn't really explain why I quit streaming, right? I never really said it outright. I just kind of quit. And then I went about my day. I went about my life. I never really gave you guys a true explanation because I didn't want to. But now that a lot of time has passed and I'm seeing a lot of repercussions from people streaming, it's opening up my eyes to why I quit in the first place, right? If you guys are seeing this for the very first time and you guys don't know who I am, I was a streamer. I used to go by Joso Lugia. I changed my entire YouTube persona to more lifting based because I have a kinesiology degree and I'm going back into my master's. I think I have orientation in 13 days, which is crazy. I need to look into that. But yeah, I'm going back into my master's. After I get my master's, I'll probably get my doctorate in physical therapy or just a regular doctorate. Figure it out from there, right? I currently work as a personal trainer, but I used to work a corporate office job for 1.5 years and I just recently quit and now I'm a personal trainer and I love every second of it. But I wasn't always kinesiology Josiah, right? I wasn't always personal trainer Josiah. I used to be streamer Josiah. I used to be streamer Josiah who had a college degree and wanted to make it as a streamer, so he didn't do anything with his kinesiology degree. I used to be streamer Josiah who was still in school, who had just hit COVID. COVID hit, so streamer Josiah had to do something about it, right? I used to be super extroverted and then COVID hit and I lost all of my social skills. I lost all of my ability to talk to people. I just recently got it back and even still, I still feel a little bit awkward when I'm talking to random people. It's very difficult for me to actually get everything going, right? Sorry, I'm like developing spit when I'm talking. It's like pissing me off. How I started streaming, I bought a PC in 2020 of July. And it was pretty powerful. It was like 3600 Ryzen 5 3600 and a 1660 Super. More than enough to start streaming, more than enough to play Valorant at like past 144 frames at 1080p. I soon upgraded to a 3060 Ti that I bought for $700 that I regret, and I, you know, made several upgrades until then. If you guys want a my PC builds or whatever, or like what my PC is, I will probably post it on Joseph Reviews. Hopefully I can get my foot in the door and stop being a little bitch and start making content for that, because I literally get off of work at 1, so I literally have no excuse to not make content at least for 2 hours a day. I know I say this and I'm gonna be burnt out when I do this, but I genuinely don't have an excuse anymore because I have so much more time. I bought a PC. At the time, I was very heavily invested in Masayoshi and Star Smitten's community. I think I joined the minute COVID hit. I think April 2020. I talk about this in my intro video Jody and John did a Breath of the Wild stream and they made it into a video. And that was my first introduction of offline TV. Not my first introduction of Lily Pichu and someone that I should not name, but she was also in League. And I had been watching their content and Lily Pichu's content since 2011. So I knew of Lily Pichu, but I didn't know that she was a part of something called offline TV until 2020. So I watched that video and I was like, oh, these guys are pretty funny, you know? Oh yeah. And I saw that Masayoshi streamed, and so I looked up his stream, joined the Twitch community, and I felt pretty involved immediately. I made friends within the first like 5 or 6 days. Some people I still talk to this day. Some people I visited just recently in March, which was super exciting to do. Kind of scary because this was the first time that I'm seeing people that I've never met before in my entire life, and I have only talked to them through Discord. So obviously it's pretty scary to like meet up with someone and have your first interaction in person be you flying over and they pick you up. It's a very scary thing, but thankfully they were normal, and I'm gonna see them again in October. But I made lifelong friends with Masayoshi's community. Celine's community, not so much. I felt like they were very fake. But I will try not to dive into the negatives on why I quit streaming. I'm going to try to make it more about myself versus about underlying factors, because the more I talk about it, the more it'll come back up, right? I've already healed from these situations. I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I'm not trying to call anyone out. I'm just trying to share my experience as to why I personally quit streaming. I'm sure streaming nowadays is doing really well, right? I don't know the state of it. I'm barely on Twitter. I'm not on Twitch at all because I got rid of my Turbo membership. I'm about to delete my Discord channel and my Discord as a whole. I don't go on Discord at all. I'm slowly becoming a normie, right? I'm only on YouTube and I watch K-pop videos now, which is really funny because I used to hate it 4 years ago. Yeah, I developed friendships, right? And streaming actually went fairly well starting out. I averaged 10 to 11 viewers until Spectrum decided to fuck my shit up and I couldn't stream for about a month and a half. Hurt my viewership a lot. I feel like if I was streaming still within that month and a half, I probably would have been averaging 15 to 20 and I stayed consistent. I probably could have potentially been at 50 to 60. I don't think I was funny enough or talented enough at the time to hit partner, but I think if I actually streamed for 4 years straight and I was making content at least once a week, I could have hit it. But that's neither here nor there, right? It was a grind. And one of the things that someone told me is that the one thing that you should be doing on Twitch is being consistent. Streaming for 5-6 hours at a time, getting off an hour early, making shorts out of that content that you just did, and then posting the content, posting the shorts, trying to make it through there, right? But I could never get myself to do it because of my ADHD. I could never really understand how to do it because I wasn't that good at editing yet. So I just streamed and it went fairly okay. Throughout the year of 2020, I think the most I averaged was around 15. Come 2020, early 2021, that's when my streams really started to boom. I hit 40 viewers once for a stream, or 35 without raids. And then I got raided by Melly, I think that's her name, and she was a partner, and so she gave me around 80 viewers and I averaged 60-ish for a stream with a raid. Miyoung ended up following my channel. I think if I still have the screenshot, I'll try to find it. She doesn't follow me anymore because I'm inactive, but she followed me for 3.5 years, and I don't think she ever popped in again, but she popped in one time and it made my day, right? She was a really, really huge inspiration. At the time, she only had 50,000 followers on Twitch, and now she's at, I think, 800K or something crazy like that. So it was really cool to see Miyoung support me in that time, and she even gave me money too. That was kind of my experience early on streaming. It was going really well. I was making content, I was editing, I was getting way better at editing. Things were happening, right? But I still felt like I was in a race that was never going to end. I felt like every minute that I wasn't streaming, someone else was trying to make it. Someone else was going to make it instead of me, right? I felt like I couldn't compete because I wasn't funny enough, I wasn't attractive enough, I wasn't talented enough. And so that really hurt my self-esteem because I felt like I was in the wrong space, but I wanted to make it as a streamer. Does that make sense? So that happened, but conflicts happened between both Celine and Masayoshi's community mid 2021, and so I lost about 75% of my online friends, 80% of my online friends, and the friends that I talked to on Discord I knew in person, so they weren't really my online friends, right? I met up with these people, so I already knew them. They were like college people or some other people that were on Discord and were telling me to stream too. So I was talking to them mainly, right? And so I think I talk about what happened between Celine and Masayoshi's community in like a podcast clip way back when, but I don't really feel the need to dive into it. Shitty people are shitty people, right? People will make me feel not included regardless of what community it is, right? It wasn't just Celine's community that's made me feel that way. It wasn't just John's community that made me feel that way. There will be shitty people regardless in my life, right? It wasn't just John's community that had shitty people. It wasn't just Celine's community that had shitty people. I'm sure everywhere, right? Even Ziox's community had shitty people, right? But I noticed every time I got invested into a Discord group or a Discord call or a Discord channel or a Discord community, I would almost always have a falling out with that community within 2 to 6 months of being in it. It was just very it was just very difficult for me to understand why people on Discord acted the way that they did. I truly feel like they needed to touch grass and go outside and get a job and go outside and experience the real world because they were such degenerate incels. They were such shitty people to me. And it baffled my mind that there was so much drama within communities that started from nothing. Literally started from nothing. And so it made zero sense for me to continue to be in these communities. And so in mid 2021 I left. Thankfully school started back up again in September, and so I was able to, you know, gather my bearings and start my job at the rec center on campus at college. And you know, life was good. But when I started school again, it was really difficult for me to start streaming, right? I transitioned over to more League content. I transitioned over to mainly like some Valorant content, but I was editing for someone at the time. I think I stopped editing for him in 2021. Never mind. Or maybe, no. I stopped editing for him in 2022. So yeah, there was just a lot of things that were good and there were just a lot of things that were bad when I went back into school. I also noticed that when I went back into school, all of the other schools opened everywhere else, and so my viewership tanked. I went from about a 10 to 11 viewer streamer to around 5 and 6, which was fine. Because again, I started to stream instead of streaming to look at it as a career. And so when I went back into school, I realized I was like, hey, I need to really focus up and grab my bearings, gather my bearings and lock in so I can graduate well. And I graduated magna cum laude amidst a lot of troubles, my cousin passing away, my uncle passing away, me potentially losing a job opportunity. You know, a lot of shit happened when I was in school, you know, and so I learned a lot. I had to understand that, hey, shit happens, but am I going to sulk? Am I going to be depressed for 2-3 years? Or am I going to make them proud, right? Am I going to make my cousin proud? Am I going to make my uncle proud to be a part of the Chen family, right? To be a part of this family? Am I going to make them proud? And so I had to lock in, graduated magna cum laude, and did nothing with my degree. When I graduated, a lot of things were happening, right? A lot of things were happening. Life was good during school. And then when I graduated, a lot of things hit me all at once. And I don't know if it was good, right? I don't think I was ready to move out, but I was fighting so much with my parents that I felt like the only option was to move out with them, right? I was also extremely heavily influenced by a lot of people in my life, actually, not just one, to move out and to start my life fresh in LA. I ended up moving out to LA when I graduated to try to make it as a streamer, content creator, podcaster, but that also fell through. And I had to move back in with my parents within 6 months. Car got totaled, and I've been here ever since. I wasn't really streaming that much. I streamed maybe once every 2 weeks. I didn't work out. Only thing I was doing was door dashing every day when I was in LA. And why I moved out in the first place without having a sufficient amount of savings, can't tell you. Why I moved out without actually looking at the options, can't tell you. It all just happened really fast and things didn't work out, and that's okay, right? It's okay. I don't want to dive into this to the specifics because last time I did, I got canceled. So I'm not going to dive into the specifics. I'm probably not even going to promote this anywhere because people be snitching. So this is just going to go up on my YouTube and I'm going to add it in the Discord. I'm not going to promote it on my Instagram. Not going to promote it on my Twitter. Nothing. If you guys see this video, it was meant to be. I'm dead ass serious. That's how most of my videos are going to be from now on, just so I can stop promoting to people because I realize it is a cruel, cruel world out there and people are snitches. So, or not even snitches, people are gossipers. There's a lot of gossipers out there. It's very surprising the amount of people you think are your friend and then word gets out that you did something that's completely out of context and you get canceled, right? So I'm not going to dive into the specifics of why LA didn't work out for me. If you guys want to have me talk about it later on, more than welcome to. But for now, let's go back to my content creation. This is already a 21-minute video. I thought it was going to be around an hour, so I'm doing pretty good for time. I'm actually pretty happy with myself. But after my car got totaled, my motivation to stream was even lower. I had to get a new car ASAP, and that car still is giving me problems to this day. Knock on wood, it hasn't given me that many problems since. Like 6-7 months, so I hope to keep it that way. My car got totaled in November of 2022, and then in December, shortly after, Miyoung had a Streamas event. And this was kind of the magnum opus as to why I stopped streaming, because not only was I more motivated as ever to start making content because of all these people in Streamas continuing to make content too, but my self-worth got way lower. My ability to go about my daily life got way lower, and my motivation to stream had never been higher. My motivation to make content had never been higher, but I didn't have the energy to put into that motivation. And so whenever I would stream, I wouldn't have energy, and whenever I would make content, I didn't have energy either. And so I was just spreading myself so thin to the point where I was just unable to do anything well. I was unable to work well. I was unable to work out well. I was unable to stream well. I couldn't make friends. I couldn't keep my friends. I couldn't make content. I couldn't go to church consistently. There was just a lot of shit happening in my life, right? And the start of 2023 was really difficult. 2023 as a whole was really hard. And I still don't know if I will ever talk about everything that happened in 2022 and 2023. I still have the video up for 2022. I'm not going to delete it because why would I fucking delete it? There's a lot of shit that I'm holding in that I can't say because I want to be a better person and not talk shit to people behind their back. But this isn't even behind their back. This is in public. I don't want to subtweet. I don't want to pull a Drake and subtweet. So I will try to keep everything to myself. And if something happens to where I don't talk about things to myself, I will edit it out. Anyways, my motivation to stream was really high from January of 2023 to maybe June, July. But streams were even lower. I went from averaging 5 to 6 viewers in 2022 to around 2 to 3 to maybe 4. Everyone just went back to doing their own thing. I couldn't keep my community. I couldn't even keep my friends who were watching me on stream. I lost a lot of streaming friends. I lost a lot of people that I thought were my friends, but turned out to be not my friends, and that's okay. There was just a lot of things that happened in my life that caused me to lose these friends post Streamas, right? Because Streamas was really good. It was good for me to get myself out there. It was good for me to even make top 100, right? I didn't win, but there were only 2 winners out of the 100. So the fact that I even made 100 out of 800 to 900 people was a huge accomplishment for me. And I was really excited that it happened, but I never reacted to Ray, Saikuno, and Myung reacting to my video, right? And I never really milked that content while everyone else did. So I already felt behind. I was in Las Vegas when Streamas was happening, when I made top 100. So it was really stressful for me to try to continue to network with people when I only had a laptop. And so I would spend a lot of nights on Discord instead of hanging out with my uncle or aunt, or even hanging out with my parents. And it's just something that I regret, right? I'm in Las Vegas to vacation. I'm in Las Vegas to visit my family. Why am I so focused on creating content? Why am I so focused on networking only to make content with them, not to be their friend? And that's kind of what the Streamas culture was. I personally feel like a lot of us were only making friends to make content with people. We weren't friends to be friends. We were very fake to each other. I felt personally that there was a lot of people that were fake to me. I could be wrong. Again, this is just my experience. If any of you from Streamas are watching this video, I'm sorry. This is just my experience. I might not even be talking about you. I am able to have my own experiences. I'm able to have my own emotions. Yeah, I really don't know what happened with the people in Streamas. I went from talking to a lot of them to them kind of just not reaching out to me anymore, and them kind of not rating me anymore, and them kind of just not talking to me anymore. I know nowadays I don't mind reaching out to people, even though I'm the one primarily reaching out, because I know where my bandwidth is with that. But when COVID hit, I took on the energy of being very eye for eye about things. If you didn't talk to me, I didn't talk to you. If you didn't reach out, I didn't reach out. I was kind of matching the energy. And I realized that's a very immature way to go about things. If I want to reach out to someone, why do I have to wait a couple hours to reply? If I want to reach out to someone, why am I going to wait until the day after? Why can't I just reach out to you now? Right? The culture of, oh, this guy's so interested in me, he's texting me every day and whatnot. That wasn't even relational. It's also friendships too. Oftentimes I feel like I can't text my friends that often because they get sick of me. So I don't know, right? It's just my experience. But a lot of Streamas people stopped reaching out, and maybe it was because I was more inactive, but whenever I would stream, they wouldn't be there. And I noticed that they would be talking amongst themselves, but not with me. So did it suck to figure these out? Yeah, but I moved on with my life, right? There were things that happened that I can't even say on this channel, or else I'll get demonetized in the future. But there was just a lot of shit that went down that I didn't feel comfortable with. Not even with Streamas people, just with people in general that I had made friends with. And so I decided in February of 2024 to quit because I was so burnt out. I was so tired of streaming. Streaming felt like a chore. Streaming felt like something that I was forced to do, not something that I wanted to do. And it had been like that for probably a year and a half, and I refused to believe it. I refused to believe that I wasn't going to make it as a streamer. I refused to believe that I wasn't going to make it as a gaming content creator. I refused to believe that I wasn't going to do all these things. And it's still possible for me to do that, but I'm just more realistic, right? I am not putting all my eggs in one basket like I did when I moved out to LA. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket where I quit my job and I go back out to LA, or I move out from my parents' house with $1,000 in my savings, right? I'm much more realistic now. I know what risks come with streaming. I know what risks come with everything now, but I decided to quit streaming because it wasn't for me. I realized that the social dynamic had changed completely. Everything, the environment had changed. It was increasingly more toxic. It was increasingly more fake. It was increasingly more passive aggressive. And even when I joined the streaming space in 2020, it was already very passive aggressive, but it got worse somehow. I don't even know how it got worse or what went wrong or what went down for it to get worse, but people got way shittier. And so I had to make a decision. Either I keep streaming and burning myself out, or I start working out again, right? Literally, as soon as I quit streaming, I'm down 15 pounds. I'm literally 212. I was 227 when I came back from Japan in 2023. I devoted my life into powerlifting now, and I'm going to be competing next year, which I'm super excited about. I'm going to be documenting my journey every step of the way once I figure out what meet I'm going to be competing at. And super excited. I need a new phone first, so that's going to be my number one. Probably in 3 to 4 paychecks. So in 2 months, I'll probably get a new phone. I'll probably wait for the 16 to come out for the 14 to go down even more in price. But yeah, I think that covers everything. I'm going to post a timestamp for you ADHD fucks as to when I talk about me quitting streaming. But I'll also timestamp this moment. TLDR, I quit streaming because I was burnt out and I was spreading myself too thin. I've never been happier. I've lost weight. I've made more friends. I've established very good friendships. I've established good relationships. I'm back going to church. Things are good. And I think it's all because I quit streaming. It's all because I stopped that part of my life. I'm still going to be creating content. There's still things going to be happening now that I have time in my life now. And I'm no longer as tired as I once was. It's really funny that I'm less tired solely because I am going to a job that makes me happy now. It's ridiculous. It's crazy how much happiness has to do with your energy. Because my previous job, I was waking up 3 to 4 hours later and I was going to work pissed. I was going to work cranky. And so the entire energy dynamic of me at work was me being angry, and then I would go home and be exhausted because I had so much negative energy pent up at work. Now that's kind of gone. Now I feel free to make content. Now I feel free to do shit that I haven't done in a while. I still have to sound test this keyboard, which is a $90 keyboard that sounds like an $800 one, which is amazing, right? There's things I still need to review, like the Carpio 2.0G, the 1000 XM4s, right? There's still so much, the XM1 wireless, MZ1 wireless, sorry. 2 years later, right? There's just so much shit that I have to review and talk about, and I'm really excited, and I hope that I can fucking put myself to that and not be a little bitch and actually make content. But this is gonna be the start. I'm gonna start posting lifting vlogs again. Just so much is happening, and I'm gonna start potentially posting gaming content on Joso Reviews just to see how well it does, because I'm gonna commit to making this solely lifting content and updates. Joso Life is not gonna be reviews. Joso Life is gonna be vlogs that aren't lifting related and other shit. I don't know what I'm doing with Joso Life yet, but I'll figure it out. But this is probably the end of this video. This is 36 minutes long, and I'm probably gonna have to cut it down to under 30, but thank you so much for taking the time to listen all the way. If you did, tell me what your favorite food is in the comments. I don't fucking know. I don't even know if this is gonna reach that many people. I don't even know why I'm doing shit like this, but yeah, I'm back. Stay tuned. But until then, catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.